The story starts off by showing two women. These two have been tight friends since they were kids. Their bond is so strong that they share every single secret in their lives with each other. One of them's named Lil, and the other's named Roz. They both live in this chill, beautiful spot right on the coast in Australia. Both of them are married, but Lil's husband passed away a few years back, and now she lives with her son, Ian. Roz's house is right next to Lil's. She lives with her husband and her son, Tom. Tom and Ian grew up playing together. They consider each other to be like brothers. Both guys are now 20 years old, and everybody's totally blended together. Roz and Lil hit the beach with their sons. The guys go surfing, and the women just chill and sunbathe. These two families are always over at each other's houses. The relationship Tom and Ian have is just like the one Lil and Roz have. One day, Lil and her son Ian are over at Roz's place, and Roz's son Tom is there too. They're looking at old pictures of Roz and Lil from when they were kids, cracking jokes and talking. That's when Ian remembers his dad, who isn't around anymore. It makes him bummed out, but Lil supports him. Right then, Roz's husband shows up. Lil heads back home after saying hi to him. Ian stays put though. Roz's husband tells Roz privately that he snagged a lecturer gig at a university in Sydney, so they need to move to Sydney. But Roz isn't psyched about this decision because she spent her whole life here and she doesn't want to move to some random city, but she says yes just to make her husband happy. The next day, Lil's at work. She works for a yacht company. That's when some dude who has a thing for Lil shows up. It's his birthday today, so he invites Lil to his birthday party. But Lil's not interested in that at all, so she makes up an excuse and bails on him. The next day, Roz's husband takes off for Sydney. Then Lil and Roz hit the beach with their sons and hang out there. In the evening, they have a party and drink at Roz's place. Tom drinks way too much and starts throwing up, so Ian sticks around to look after him, and his mom Lil heads home. In the middle of the night, Roz wakes up to hit the bathroom, and she sees that Ian's still wide awake. She asks him if he needs anything. Ian doesn't say a word. He'd been looking at Roz kinda weird for a while now. He walks over to Roz and kisses her. Roz can't stop herself either, and they start making out. Meanwhile, Tom, who's passed out drunk in his room, wakes up. When he goes to the fridge to grab a drink, he sees his mom, Roz, walking out of Ian's room wearing barely anything. Tom's totally stunned when he sees this. He can't believe his eyes. Tom is completely crushed by this. The next day, Tom goes to Ian's mom's house to get revenge on Ian. He tells Lil, "I can't stay here anymore. I'm gonna go to Sydney with my dad." Lil says, "We're gonna miss you a ton." Right then, Tom kisses Lil. Lil immediately stops him, says sorry, and gets mad at him. Tom apologizes and tells her that last night he saw his mom coming out of Ian's room in her undies. Lil doesn't buy it when she hears this. She thinks Tom's just lying. Lil spends all day thinking about it. She can't believe Roz would do something like that with Ian. That night, Tom comes over to Lil's house and asks, "Can I crash here tonight? I don't want to stay where all that stuff's going on." Ian is at Tom's place, so Lil lets him stay. That night, while Lil is sleeping, Tom sneaks into her room and lies down next to her. When Tom wakes up in the morning, he starts touching Lil, who's lying in bed. Tom's doing all this for revenge and because he's overwhelmed by his feelings. Lil, who's been super lonely since her husband died, starts feeling something too. She can't hold back and starts kissing Tom. Then the two of them get intimate. When Tom gets back to his place, Roz asks him, "Where the heck were you last night?" Tom snaps back angrily, "I was doing the exact same thing with Lil that you were doing with Ian." Hearing this, Roz slaps him in anger. She realizes that all of this is completely messed up, so she goes to Lil's office to talk to her. Roz and Lil talk about their sons and agree that what they did was all wrong. It should never have happened. They agree that they messed up big time and crossed a major line, but it can't happen anymore. When Lil gets home, she tells Ian that she talked to Roz. "You shouldn't be seeing her anymore." But Ian says, "I'm in love with Roz." Lil is shocked to hear this. From there, Ian heads over to Roz's place. Roz is working in the kitchen. She tells Ian, "I don't want to keep this going. You need to forget everything." But Ian just stands there silently. Roz walks over to him. That's when Ian tries to kiss her, but Roz steps back. Angry, Ian goes into the storeroom. Roz follows him and starts trying to reason with him, but Ian kisses her. Roz can't stop herself, and they start kissing. They've become emotionally attached to each other, and now it's super hard to let go. Meanwhile, Lil and Tom are also getting closer to each other. A few days later, Lil and Roz are talking to each other. Roz tells her she can't end things with Ian, and she feels happy in this relationship. Lil also says she hasn't been able to separate from Tom, and they're still together. Lil goes on to say that maybe Tom and Ian will get bored of them soon and dump them, but until then, they should just keep this relationship going. Roz agrees with her. They both feel ashamed of their relationship, but they also feel a deep love and attraction. The couples, Roz and Ian, and Lil and Tom, spend time together at the beach. They're happy. Now they don't see this as wrong. It feels natural, but they still keep it a secret from everyone. Then one day, Roz's husband comes back from Sydney, and he tells Roz he's got everything set up. Now they need to move to Sydney. But Roz and Tom don't want to go, so her husband gets mad and leaves for Sydney. Roz and Lil keep their relationships going. 2 years pass just like that. Ian works with his mom at the yacht company. Meanwhile, Roz has divorced, and her ex-husband has remarried and settled down in Sydney. Meanwhile, the relationship between these four is still happening. One day, Roz's ex-husband calls Tom to Sydney, where he can practice theater. Tom tells Ian he wants to go, but he doesn't know if Lil will understand. To which Ian says that he'll handle everything. And then Tom leaves for Sydney. There, he meets his dad's new wife and stays at their house. And Tom meets a girl at the theater, and they become friends and then start dating. Tom calls Lil, and they talk to each other. Tom tells her about the girl, but he doesn't mention that he's dating her. Lil gets a little jealous when she hears about the girl. Meanwhile, Roz and Ian's relationship is going fine, but Lil is missing Tom. She thinks Tom will leave her because she's getting older. Tom, meanwhile, is happy in his relationship with the girl and even introduces her to his dad. One day, Tom comes to Lil's house and she's thrilled. That night, everyone has dinner, and Tom is talking about his theater stuff. Then the phone rings and Tom gets up from the dinner table to talk to the girl. Hearing that, Lil understands that he's now in a relationship with someone else. She feels awful when she finds this out. The next day, Roz's ex-husband brings that girl with him to Roz's house. He says it's Tom's birthday today, so he brought his girlfriend to surprise him. That night, Tom's birthday party is held at Roz's place, where lots of people are there. Lil watches Tom dancing with his girlfriend. This makes her really sad. When Tom sees her, he introduces his girlfriend to Lil. Then Tom tells Lil, "My girlfriend's staying at a hotel. I'm gonna drop her off." But Lil doesn't want Tom to go drop her off. Tom doesn't listen to her anyway and drops his girlfriend off outside her hotel. The girlfriend says, "Aren't you gonna take your birthday surprise?" Hearing this, Tom goes to the hotel with her, and the two of them hook up. The next day, Lil is sobbing really hard. She doesn't want to lose Tom. Roz explains to her that they're gonna leave us someday anyway. She says, "We should end our relationship now." After this, Lil and Roz tell Tom and Ian, "We need to end this relationship now." Hearing this, Ian gets super pissed off. He doesn't want to split up with Roz. He blames Tom for all of this. Tom apologizes to Lil. Lil says, "This was bound to happen." Lil and Roz have both ended their relationships, but getting over each other isn't that easy for them. A few months later, Tom marries his girlfriend. Ian and Lil also attend the wedding, but Lil can't handle all of it and goes back home. Ian meets a girl there, and they quickly become friends. They start dancing together, but Roz gets really angry when she sees them together. Ian had been dumped by Roz. To get back at her, he sleeps with that girl in the hotel room. But when he realizes that he actually loves Roz, he comes to her house that night. He begs Roz to open the door, but Roz refuses. She quietly cries in her room. These two still haven't forgotten each other, but they're forced to stay apart. When Roz doesn't open the door, Ian angrily goes surfing, but he gets into an accident while he's out there, and he breaks his leg. Lil takes him to the hospital. Roz comes to the hospital to see Ian, but Ian is mad at her and refuses to see her. Right then, the same girl he met at Tom's wedding comes to visit him at the hospital. That girl starts helping Ian recover, and they start a relationship. After a few days, Ian recovers and comes back home. Tom comes to see him. Then the two of them are sitting outside a restaurant drinking. That's when Tom asks Ian about the girl. Ian says the girl's nice, but I don't have any feelings for her. I'm gonna break up with her soon. When Ian gets home, he sees the girl waiting for him outside the house. She tells Ian, "I'm pregnant," and hugs him happily. But there's no joy on Ian's face. A few years after this, we see Ian and Tom. Ian has also married that girl, and both of them have a daughter each. Tom and Ian's wives come to Tom and Ian's house with their husbands and daughters, and then they all spend the whole day together at the beach with Lil and Roz. While everyone's having fun in the water, Ian and Roz are looking at each other. Ian and Tom's wives have no clue about their husbands' relationships. That night, everyone eats dinner at Roz's house. Then Lil goes back to her place to sleep. That's when Tom gets totally wasted and goes outside for a walk to sober up. Ian follows him and sees him getting all close with his mom, Lil. Lil sees Ian. Angry, Ian goes to Roz's house, takes her into the room and tells her everything. He says, "Why didn't you keep an eye on Lil and Tom? They told us to end the relationship, but they're still together." Ian says Tom's doing all this even though he's married. Ian is talking really loudly. Hearing this, Ian and Tom's wives come into the room. Ian tells both of them everything, that he and Tom had a relationship with their mother's friend. Knowing this, Both of them get mad and say that they don't even want to see their husbands' faces. They grab their daughters and leave in a fury. Roz scolds Ian for telling everything, but he says they would have found out later anyway. It's better that I told them now. I don't love my wife anyway. The next day, Roz asks Lil, "Why the heck did you get back into a relationship with Tom?" Lil says they only started their relationship after Tom's wedding. "We tried really hard to stop it at first, but we couldn't help ourselves." Lil apologizes to Roz. Lil and Roz haven't been able to forget their relationship. Meanwhile, Ian and Tom also couldn't forget their love after getting married and once again start their romantic relationships. But this time, it's forever, and that's where the movie ends. So folks, what do you think? Was Tom's decision to get back into a relationship with Lil, even after he was married, the right one? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments section. Like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming movie explanations. Catch you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.